I'm Judy Kong and I'm happy to be able to share with you how to make a tasty laksa sourdough pizza today. Now first I'm going to get straight into the making of the dough. Now here what I've got here is some plain flour, and to make it, to give it a healthier twist, I've added some fiber, and we're going to add in some wholemeal flour here. And here there's a little bit of instant yeast, alright, to give it better flavor. I've got some sourdough starter over here. Now I will include the recipe for the sourdough starter in the Facebook page of Culinary. So over here I've got some sourdough starter here. Now this is to add some flavor. To make the sourdough starter, it does require some preparation, but I will also include a recipe that's going to be posted on the Facebook of Culinary, where you don't need the sourdough starter. The purpose of adding the sourdough starter is, of course, to give it flavor, and that's why it's called sourdough laksa pizza. Alright, so over here, and I put a little bit of salt, and I've got some water. Now water, you can get it from the tap. In room temperature water is fine. Of course, you can also mix the dough using a machine, but I'm going to show you how to mix it with your hand. So I'm going to put the water in like this, and you can just simply stir it together like this. Okay, stir it. Now pizza's always a favorite food with the old and the young. So this is something that I hope you can make it for your family, for your loved ones, or to include this as an item for your cafe or the bakery that you can offer to the customers. We're always trying to think of something different, something healthy, something tasty. So now I've got it all added here like this. Now when the dough comes together in this manner and leaves the side of the bowl, you can include some melted anchor butter. Now I took some anchor melt butter, cut it into pieces, and I put it into a saucepan. You just heat it to melt it, or you can also microwave it until it's totally melted. Or while you are heating up the oven, for example, you can pop it into the oven and it will melt. So leave it to cool before I add the melted butter. Now I like to add butter into my baked products, mainly because it has got a very nice flavor. And anchor butter and anchor products have been around since the 1800s. So, you know, it has withstood the test of time. And so I've got, what I've added here is some unsalted butter. Okay, usually in the bakery we like to use unsalted butter because, you know, sometimes we add some unsalted butter to pastry cream to enrich the flavor. Now as I am talking, you realize that I'm actually kneading. Alright, now so what I do is you just simply use your hand, use the knuckle to do the work. It's actually very therapeutic when you're making some dough like this. Okay, so just knead it. So if you take a look at it, I actually fold it over and I knead it with the knuckle of my hand. And so just keep on doing this. And alright, so I love making bread because the smell of bread baking at home or in the bakery always gives such a beautiful aroma. And it's very heartwarming when okay, you make these for your loved ones. So give it a good knead, probably about 8 to 10 minutes. So keep on folding like this. So you see, I just use my knuckle, I fold it over, then I just keep on punching it like this. Now in this manner, you will see that it's not so tiring. Okay, of course, if your right hand is tired, you can continue with your left hand. Alright, so just keep on doing this like this. So push and push and push. Okay, so fold it over, scrape it and fold it over. So as I said, the wholemeal actually gives it some fiber to your bread dough, to the pizza dough. And what you do is that once it's pretty smooth, okay, once it's pretty smooth, just fold it over like this. Just sort of use your hands to, your fingers to tuck it in, and once it's done, okay, when it's kneaded, you realize that it's pretty stretchable and smooth. Now at this point of time, what I do is that I have some melted anchor butter ready. I use it to grease my mixing bowl, and I fold my dough over like this. Okay, turn it over so that it becomes like ball. I place it over here. Now then, with some more melted butter just to cover it, and you can cling wrap this and set this aside for about at least an hour outside. Now another way to save some time is to actually prepare the dough. When you do it to this stage, you just simply cling wrap it, place it in the refrigerator overnight. Now what it does is that once we let the dough rest overnight, the dough relaxes. It's easier to stretch your pizza into the shape that you want. Okay, so my suggestion is to do this ahead of time, put it into the fridge, and then it's easier for you to. Otherwise, if time is a problem, leave it outside for at least 1 hour. All right. So I've got a piece of dough which I actually left it overnight in the fridge. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to stretch the dough, and I'm going to stretch it over a piece of silk pack, so that will be easier for us later when we want to bake it. So over here I've got a piece of silk pack. All right. Now another thing to remember is if you wish to add more flavor to the dough, you can also add some chopped laksa leaves, but these are optional because if you add the laksa leaves into the dough, it will bring out the more laksa-y flavor of the dough. Alright, so you can take some chopped fresh laksa leaves and put it in. And anyway, this dough is very versatile. Okay, in future if you make a curry pizza, you can put curry leaves or even curry powder into the dough. So I've got here, now this is the same recipe, and the dough was left in the refrigerator overnight. So you can see now it's very soft and very pliable, and because we have already placed the oil in the bowl, it's easy to stretch, it's easy to remove, and I can just simply press it down like this. Okay, so just press it. Now the thing about bread doughs is that if you let it rest long enough, and it's very easy to stretch it to the shape and the size you want. One recipe of this will give us a 13-inch pizza, and surely if you eat this all by yourself, your tummy will be fully satisfied and happy. Okay, so I just stretch it like this, and then I'm going to prepare the laksa sauce that I'm going to spread over this. Now for the laksa sauce, over here I've got some ready laksa paste. Now there are many brands in the market, so you can use this. You can use any of the favorite brands, but you can adjust the salt and sugar according to taste. And over here I've got some Anchor cream. Now you can either use Anchor Culinary cream or Anchor whipping cream. Both will do for this recipe. Alright, so I've got here. Now what I do is that I mix the cream into the laksa paste. Okay, I spread a little bit so that it's easier for me to stir. And then I put in more Anchor cream. I love the rich and very delicious taste of the Anchor dairy cream. So I use it quite a lot even in our cakes. And we also use it for cooking as well. You might also like to check out some of the videos that have been done using Anchor Culinary cream, where you can cook it into a sauce and then it doesn't split. Okay, so you might want to really check that out. Okay, so over here I'm going to spread this out. So this is our laksa paste. All right, laksa cream that we're going to spread on top of the pizza. Okay, now I can smell the flavor of the laksa as well. It combines extremely well with the aroma of the Anchor cream. Okay, so over here, now that it has rested even more, I can even spread it out So actually the pizza can be as thin or as thick as you want. So if you're gonna have a lot of friends coming, yeah, maybe make the pizza a little bit bigger, all right? Okay, so once this one is done, I'm gonna spread the pizza sauce over here, the laksa sauce. So just simply it's over here like this. Okay. Now in future, if you want to do a curry pizza, you can put some curry paste, mix it with Anchor cream, and that will also do the trick for you. Okay, so here I have the laksa sauce. Okay, spread it out. Okay, now, and guess, for a pizza, what is the very important ingredient on the pizza? To me, it's the cheese. Okay, to me, it's the cheese. Now, I've got some Anchor mozzarella cheese over here. Okay, Anchor mozzarella cheese. Now, I love this. Even at home, I have a packet of this frozen kept in the freezer because I can use it anytime I need it. Now, this shredded mozzarella cheese is convenient because it's been already shredded and it's made of real, it's real cheese coming from the cows, all right? Not some constituted or some cheese that is made of other kinds of oil. So this is the real deal. And it's extra stretch. And so, you know, you can buy it, it's in 2 kg. What you can do is to get a packet of this and you can split it into smaller packets and keep it frozen so that anytime you have a craving to have mozzarella cheese or seafood baked rice, you can use this. So I've got some mozzarella cheese here already thawed. I'm going to sprinkle all over here. Okay, what is pizza without cheese? So go ahead and spread as much as you want. Okay, don't be limited. Right? And it's a very good source of protein, by the way, and calcium as well. So do be generous when it comes to spreading the cheese all over. And then the next part will come the toppings. Okay, so over here, if I want, I can also sprinkle some chopped laksa leaves. Okay, some chopped laksa leaves for added flavor. And I'm going to bring over my topping. Okay, here I've got some fresh prawns. Okay, so you know, when we eat laksa in Singapore, we always serve the laksa with fresh prawns. Okay, so I've got some prawns over here. And I also have got some boiled eggs. If you have quail eggs, you can also put some quail eggs. So I put some boiled eggs. So laksa, so also we like to serve it with some eggs as well. Okay, so I've got here over there like this. And I also have got some crab sticks. All right, now this is optional, of course, but it's more for the color and makes it interesting, so that this is a great one dish meal, packed full of nutrients, you know, flavorful and easy to prepare. Okay, like so I've got this. And to make it more laksa, I have got some tau pok, or what we call some dried fried tofu. It's like what we call, we like to serve this together with some laksa, with laksa as a topping. So you can put some tau pok over here on the top here. And to give it more color, more red chili, like this. And more Anchor mozzarella cheese. Okay, so just put it on. All right, now if you make it to this point, okay, and you want to prepare this ahead of time, you can actually cling wrap the entire pizza, put it into the freezer, and you can probably keep it for about 3 days. Alright, in the home freezer, of course, commercially we can keep it even longer because we have the blast freezer. And then before you bake it, alright, bring the pizza down and thaw it before you bake it, alright, in a preheated oven. Now, if not, you can rest this pizza for about 15 minutes more before you bake it. So in the interest of time, I actually have one that was already prepared ahead of time, and I'm going to put it into a very, very hot oven. Okay? Alright. Okay, now pizza is very thin, so it won't take too long to bake. Now what's important is that you should bake it in an oven that has been preheated. Preheated for, I put it at the maximum. Normally commercial ovens are baked at a very high temperature, up to almost 400 degrees, so it takes a short while to bake. But what you do is that you don't want to risk it getting burnt, so keep a close eye on it. So bake in a preheated oven, top heat, bottom heat, and it will take probably about 5 minutes, okay, maybe 10 minutes or so, depending. No two ovens bake the same, so we really have to be quite alert when it comes to the pizza. Alright, now, and on my I've got also some more laksa leaves that I can use as garnishing or to enhance the color further. And all we need to do is to wait for the pizza to be baked. And I've got my pizza cutter, my server, and then a hungry stomach, okay, to sever this beautiful laksa pizza. Alright, as I said, the cheese plays a very important part. So when you head to the supermarkets or when you're ordering cheese for your pizza, you really need to get the good anchor cheese. Okay? Alright, we'll just wait for a short while for the pizza to be ready. Alright, the pizza's ready. Right? And there we have our golden pizza. Don't you think it looks delicious? Smells delicious. And there we have it. Right? Wish you more laksa leaves for garnishing. More chilies. Now this is what I call a happy looking pizza. I'm going to use, okay, you can hear the crunch of the, right? And look. Okay, let me just cut again. Wow, look at the stretchy mozzarella, anchor mozzarella cheese. Really delicious, smells great, and is piping hot. And look at this, it's stretchable, stretches even more. Look at this. And this is what we are all excited about when it comes to good pizza, anchor mozzarella cheese on all our pizzas. Now for me, this is my choice of the real cheese for all my pizzas. Alright, I'm going to eat this. And look at this, it stretches even more. Wow! Okay, so have a very happy new year and enjoy your food, enjoy life. Thank you, see you again.